In the early 2000s, a chilling urban legend began to circulate in the small, quiet town of St. Mary's, a place that seemed too ordinary to harbor anything sinister. The story goes that on the outskirts of town, near a dense patch of woods, stood an old, weather-beaten phone booth. Unlike the sleek, modern models of the time, this one looked like it belonged in another era. People said it was a relic from the 1960s, but it had somehow persisted, standing alone and forgotten. The phone booth wasn't used much, except by the occasional lost traveler or curious teenager. But according to local lore, something disturbing happened whenever anyone tried to use it after dark. Late-night visitors would hear the phone ring, only to pick it up and hear nothing but static or, in some cases, disembodied voices whispering indistinguishable words. One summer night, a group of friends, eager to test the legend, dared each other to make a call from the booth. They laughed it off, thinking it was just a bunch of spooky stories. But as the sun dipped below the horizon and darkness enveloped the town, they couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. When they arrived at the phone booth, the air was unnervingly cold and the atmosphere felt heavy with an unspoken tension. The first of the friends stepped inside, picked up the receiver, and dialed the number they'd heard about, supposedly the number of a local who had mysteriously disappeared years ago. What happened next was something none of them could have ever anticipated. The phone line crackled to life, and a voice on the other end began to speak. But this wasn't just any voice. It was a voice from the past, recounting events that had happened decades before, and telling them things that no one else could know. The friends tried to hang up, but the booth's door wouldn't budge. It felt like something was holding them there, trapping them in a nightmarish encounter with the unknown. As the voice continued to speak, it revealed secrets that would haunt them for the rest of their lives, connecting them to a mystery that had been buried for years. Little did they know, their actions that night would set off a chain of events that would turn the quiet town of St. Mary's upside down, and the legend of the haunted phone booth would become a story told for generations to come. What they experienced that night was only the beginning of a chilling saga that blurred the lines between reality and myth. As the phone line crackled and the voice continued to recount eerie details of the past, the friends inside the booth started to panic. The voice was almost too clear, too personal, as if it were recounting events that had happened to them specifically. The group of friends, consisting of Sarah, Jason, Mark, and Lisa, were now locked in a state of fear and confusion. Sarah, who was the bravest of the group, tried to yank the receiver off the hook, but it wouldn't budge. She pounded on the booth's glass walls, trying to get the others' attention. Jason, always skeptical, was now visibly shaken. He looked around, half expecting to see someone or something lurking in the darkness outside the booth. Mark, who had always been interested in the paranormal, felt a cold sweat break out on his forehead, while Lisa, usually the most composed, had gone pale and was clutching her phone tightly. The voice on the other end of the line grew more frantic. It spoke of a man named Thomas Blake, a local whose disappearance had never been solved. Thomas was said to have vanished without a trace decades ago, but the voice now described in chilling detail the last moments of his life, moments that no one could have known, let alone from the perspective of an old phone booth. "Help me," the voice said, its tone shifting from detached to desperate. "They're still out there. They want to keep the truth buried. You need to find out what happened." The friends were in shock. They had come to the booth to debunk the myth, not to get dragged into a real-life mystery. But as the voice continued, it revealed something even more unsettling. A series of cryptic clues leading to different locations around town, places that seemed normal but were deeply connected to Thomas's disappearance. The booth's door finally creaked open, but the friends didn't immediately leave. They were too stunned by what they had just experienced. After a few moments of whispered debate, they decided to investigate the clues. They agreed to keep their findings to themselves for now, not wanting to stir up more panic in the town. As they split up to follow the clues, each location revealed fragments of a story that was both horrifying and sad. Sarah visited the Old Town Library, where she discovered a hidden room with old newspapers detailing strange occurrences and mysterious disappearances. Jason went to the town's historical society, where he uncovered old records and photographs that hinted at a secretive group. Mark explored an abandoned warehouse, finding remnants of rituals and symbols that suggested a dark history. Lisa checked out the local cemetery, where she found unmarked graves and a pattern of disappearances tied to a specific family. The more they uncovered, the more they realized they were not just dealing with a ghost story, but a deep-seated mystery that had been buried for decades. The clues were leading them to a sinister truth about the town's history and the people who had tried to cover it up. But their investigation didn't go unnoticed. Strange occurrences began to happen, shadows flitting by, mysterious figures watching from a distance, and warnings from people who knew more than they let on. The friends started to feel they were being followed, their every move watched by someone who wanted to keep the truth buried. As they pieced together the story, they realized that Thomas Blake's disappearance was just one part of a larger, more terrifying narrative. They were uncovering secrets that someone or something would do anything to keep hidden. The once quiet town of St. Mary's had a dark side that was now beginning to surface, and the friends were right in the middle of it. Their investigation led them to a final chilling discovery, a hidden network of tunnels beneath the town, where the truth about Thomas's disappearance and many others awaited. But as they prepared to delve deeper, they knew they were treading dangerous ground. The shadows seemed to close in around them, and they couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched by a malevolent presence determined to keep the darkness hidden. The hidden network of tunnels beneath St. Mary's was as eerie as it was labyrinthine. The friends, their flashlights cutting through the darkness, navigated the narrow, damp passages with growing trepidation. The walls seemed to whisper with a history of secrets, and every sound echoed ominously through the maze. As they ventured deeper, they found themselves in a large chamber filled with old, dusty artifacts. Faded photographs, tattered documents, and strange symbols etched into the walls. Among the items, they discovered a journal belonging to Thomas Blake. Its pages were filled with frantic notes and sketches of strange rituals and names, pointing to a secret society that had been operating in the town for decades. The journal revealed a chilling truth. Thomas had been investigating this society, which had been using the town's dark history for their own gain. They had orchestrated disappearances and manipulated events to maintain their control. Thomas had been on the verge of exposing them when he vanished. As they pieced together the final clues, a realization dawned on them. The society's influence was not just historical. The true horror was that the society was still active, and their reach extended into every corner of the town, including those who seemed most ordinary. They had been watched all along, not by supernatural forces, but by real people who were determined to protect their secrets. Just as they were about to leave the chamber with their newfound knowledge, the ground beneath them trembled, and the tunnel's entrance began to collapse. Panic surged as they scrambled to escape. The friends, racing against time, managed to find a hidden exit, emerging into the cool night air with a sense of urgency and dread. Back in the town, the friends tried to expose what they had uncovered, but their efforts were met with resistance. The town's powerful figures, many of whom were revealed to be part of the secret society, discredited their claims and dismissed them as fabrications. The deeper conspiracy seemed to have cloaked the town in a shroud of silence. However, the friends knew they had uncovered something significant. They had the journal and the evidence, but they realized that their discovery was only the beginning. The town of St. Mary's was now marked by the shadows of its past, and the friends had learned that some secrets were so deeply entrenched that even the truth couldn't fully unravel them. In the end, the friends returned to their lives, forever changed by what they had experienced. They continued to live in St. Mary's, but with a new understanding of its dark underbelly. The haunted phone booth remained a relic of the past, its whispers fading into the wind. But the mystery of Thomas Blake and the secret society lingered, a reminder of the thin veil between the known and the unknown. The real horror wasn't just in the ghostly tales or the eerie happenings. It was in the realization that sometimes the most terrifying secrets are those that people are willing to kill to keep hidden. And so, the legend of the haunted phone booth and the missing Thomas Blake became more than just a story. It became a haunting truth that echoed in the shadows of St. Mary's, waiting for the next brave soul to uncover its secrets. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this chilling tale of the haunted phone booth and the dark secrets of St. Mary's. If you found this story as eerie and fascinating as we did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more spine-tingling horror stories. We've got plenty more mysteries and legends to share with you, so stay tuned and join us for the next adventure into the unknown. Until next time, keep your lights on and your curiosity alive.